Hello everybody, what's going on? This is Andrew, and today I'm back with some more Alchemy. Other than looking at a Druid class and seeing that I want to do something silly there like I did yesterday, the other card from Alchemy that stood out to me immediately without having to look it up and see what other support for it existed in the format was Sanguine Brushstroke. This card is a 3-minute enchantment. It says when it enters the battlefield, you create a blood token, and you conjure, which is like creating a brand new card named Blood Artist onto the battlefield. So you're making an actual physical card that is a Blood Artist. Blood Artist is a powerful 2-mana creature. It's an 0/1. It says whenever it or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That's target creature, or that's any creature, yours or your opponent's. Blood Artist has been very powerful throughout Magic's history, and it's an exciting card to get to play with here in Alchemy. Sanguine Brushstroke also says that whenever you sacrifice a blood token, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So there's a lot going on with this card, but most importantly, it makes a Blood Artist, and Blood Artist plays right into this black control sacrifice shell that's been showing up in Standard for a little bit. We get to make use of Eye Twitch, Shambling Gas, Deadly Dispute, Infernal Grasp, and all of those cards. Fell Stinger fits really nicely into this deck as well as a sacrifice outlet and a source of card advantage. And then we also have Lulf at the top end as well. Something that is kind of special about Blood Artist is that it becomes the second card that drains your opponent when something dies. Meathook Massacre, which is already seeing a lot of play because it's a really, really strong sweeper, also drains your opponent whenever your stuff dies. So Meathook Massacre plus Blood Artist means this deck now has 8 copies of a drain effect. So it can kind of lean harder into the sacrifice thing and not just be part of this control deck. The other Alchemy specific card that this archetype gets access to now is Cursebound Witch, which is a 1 and a 1/2, and you get to pick a card from the spellbook when this thing dies. Now, there's a lot of random things in the spellbook. Not all of them are very good, but Cauldron's Familiar and the Oven are in here, and there's some other random stuff that can be good, like Witch's Cauldron, this card that's on screen right now. It's actually pretty good in this deck. If I get this, you can just like sacrifice your Eye Twitches and Shambling Ghasts and draw extra cards. Sounds great. And that's the core of this deck. Agadeem's Awakening gets a little bit better here than it was before because Blood Artist is a 2-drop, and it's not a token. It's an actual card that gets created. So we can Agadeem's Awakening for Blood Artist plus something plus Fell Stinger, sacrifice the 1-drop that we got back, and immediately get value, which is really cool. Now, some of these decks would play green anyways, maybe a couple pathways and treasure tokens to get access to Containment Breach out of the sideboard, which is a nice artifact or enchantment removal spell, and I think that it's worth playing because it's basically free. But what I'm doing is going a step further, and I am adding Skeletal Swarming, which was a really, really, really busted enchantment in Limited. It makes an endless stream of skeleton tokens, and they get bigger for each skeleton you control. So this is just providing this deck with an even more consistent late game. I don't know if it's absolutely necessary, but it's a lot of fun. It's very, very easy to pull off, and I think it's something to explore. The sideboard has 5 lessons in it. We've got the Environmental Sciences, the Necrotic Fumes, Containment Breach, Pest Summoning, and Mascot Exhibition down here. And then we've got 3 Go Blanks, a Sorin the Mirthless, 3 Skycliff Shades, and 3 Duresses. We might have a few too many cards again for the control matchup because Duress, Skyclave Shade, and Goblank all go in there. So actually what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to cut a Skyclave Shade and a Duress, one of each of these, for 2 copies of Eaten Alive, which sacrifices one of your creatures to exile one of theirs for a single black mana, or for 5 mana you can just like do it without sacrificing something. For the creature matchups, I think that having more for the creature matchups is something I want. So I'm going to cut the Duress, cut the Skyclave Shade, and go add those 2 cards to the deck, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, in addition to being an extremely powerful deck, this mono black deck, or basically mono black deck, it's also really, really cheap to craft. Now, Alchemy puts a lot of cool new cards into the format, but there's a lot of good rares that you want to be playing with. We're going to keep this hand. We'll probably draw something to do with these Deadly Disputes, and we'll just play this on curve if we need to. But this deck, if you've been following along with Standard, or even if you haven't, all you need is mostly a bunch of commons and uncommons, these things, and then your Meat Hook Massacres, which are good in Historic and Standard also. So getting access to this deck is pretty straightforward. It doesn't eat up your wild cards, and it might be one of the most powerful builds of a deck like this right now. So yeah, I'm definitely give this deck a shot. I'm trying to decide if I want to kill their Sentinel here. I don't think I will. I think I'll just draw. We'll just play our Blood Artist. Because we get a Blood Token and a Blood Artist. We can just Infernal Grasp whatever their follow-up is, and then we can Deadly Dispute to sacrifice the Blood Token, which is sweet. They did have the Magda. So I'll shoot the Magda here in a second. Probably. I also have 4 copies of, Ooh, they have Bard class. Okay. Maybe I'm not just, like, auto-killing Magda then. Maybe I want to hold this to actually kill their threat. Yeah, so I think I'll Deadly Dispute, sacrifice the blood, drain them, draw 2... And an Agadeem's Awakening. That's pretty okay. This Agadeem's Awakening is definitely going to be a spell as the game goes on. I'm just going to chill. Yeah, they're leveling to 2. Of course they are. And I'm going to be ready to kill whatever they play next with the Infernal Grasp. And hopefully, eventually, I can clean up these guys with... Oh, just another Bard class for now. Okay. Yep, they have this thing. Sorry, I want to draw a copy of Meat Hook Massacre to take these 2 things off the table. We're in for a long one here, but this deck is good at winning long matches, so I think we'll be okay. This thing is a 2-mana 2/2, but it's a 4/4 thanks to Bard class. When it attacks, if we attacked with creatures with total power 6 or greater, attacking creatures get +1/+1 until end of turn, and they can double its power and toughness. Okay, it's kind of... We need to watch out for this thing. Do I let them attack with Magda here? I think so. Yeah, I think that's fine. Am I Deadly Disputing the treasure away for 2 more cards? I think I'm just going to wait. Shoot Targnar for now. You... time for Lolth to help take over this game. Minus Lolth.
You require my aid. Do what I demand.
And Lolth is going to be great here, obviously. Clogging up the board. Oh, they're just leveling this up to 3 now. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, exile the top 2 cards of your deck. You may play them this turn. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, but they played a Magda to do it, so their thing died. So they can play another Magda if they want. I don't know if they want to waste their treasure to do that, though. Otherwise, they're out. Oh, they... Oh, no, they don't... Yeah, they could have played Torrens here. Shock that in, play Torrens. Alright, I'm not complaining. Let's draw a card. There's Eye Twitch. Do I want to go get necrotic grasp here to, or whatever it's called? I don't remember the name of the lesson, the green lesson. Kind of do. So deadly dispute. Sack the eye twitch. Get a bunch of triggers. They lose life. Learn containment breach. That's the one I want. Containment breach. Hit the fully leveled bard class. And I make a pest. So that's cute. And then I think I will play out a Shambling Ghast as well. Yeah. Don't see a reason to not to. And we'll pass. Now we'll just chill. Some versions of this deck are playing the 2-mana 2/1 flyer bat. Or, not bat. Vampire that makes bats. Oh, they have the prismatic bridge. Okay. It's going to be a grindy one, but again, I still think we're fine here. So we can just double block with these two. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is... this deck is so silly. We'll do this. We'll play Skeletal Swarming. We'll play a land. We'll attack. We'll say go. Make a 1/1. Ooh, they flipped it. They flipped a Sentinel. Well... It's a little unlucky for them, I suppose. If this Blood Artist ever dies, we're going to Agadeem's Awakening it back. We drew this other Infernal Grasp, which is obviously excellent here. Can we just kill them next turn? We're very close to just killing them. Because the spiders can attack. And if they block them, they take damage from Blood Artist, and if they don't block them, they just die. When this enters the battlefield, create Boo. Okay. Yep. They made a 1/1. And what's next? They're making Boo huge, sure. And you're attacking. I think I just let Lulth die, kill Minx, and kill them.
I'm sure you'll miss me.
Yep. I think this works. Drain them. Combat. Blood Artist doesn't attack, but everything else does. Good game. And there we go. Easy as you like. That's what this deck is looking to do. Clog up the board with a bunch of crappy creatures and just win the game eventually. So I think we want the Eaten Alives and probably the Sorin here. Sorin seems fine. What do we not like? We like everything. Honestly, the Skeletal Swarmings, we don't particularly need in this matchup, probably. It creates tapped creatures, and we're going to be a little slower. And then maybe I trim something to make room for Sorin. I don't even know what I'd trim, so I'm just not going to put Sorin in the deck. It's as easy as that. The rest of the deck is pretty tight. There's not a lot that I want to do to the deck between sideboarding every time. I want all of my crappy creatures. I want my Fell Stingers, especially in this matchup where our opponent's going to be making really, really big things. Having something with Death Touch is really great. Yeah, we're just gonna clog the board and try to drain them out again. Yeah, this hand looks great. Meat Hook's gonna be good here. Shambling Ghasts are gonna be good here. Eaten Alive is an amazing draw. Like, actually an absurd draw. Eaten Alive is gonna let me kill something and hopefully kill a Magda. Okay, here's a Curse Boundary, which here's another one. These two cards can get Cat Oven, which I mentioned before, which is great. Oh no. No, that one can't get Cat or Oven. I'm okay with that. It's a little annoying, but it's fine. Nothing, huh? Here's a Shambling Ghast. Here's another one. Go. Ranger class, sure. You know what's great? These things all trade for the wolf, so I can just attack. Oh, what? They just let that happen? Sure. And then here's iTwitch. This thing flies, which is great. It also gets Containment Breach if I need it. Which makes a pest, which, you know, it all works together, you know. There's Bard class, sure. Got a bit of a slow start here, opponent. Just the fourth Shambling Ghast. This card is so good in this deck. Just does everything you want it to do. There's Yasharn. Yasharn turns off a lot of what we're trying to do here. So I definitely want to try to find lands so I can Eaten Alive it. And actually, I'm wondering if I just want to attack into it to get a treasure to kill it. I'm not going to for now, I don't think. I think I'll just get in the air for one. Yasharn's very good against this deck. So anything that can play Yasharn goes up a little bit, because I think that the deck I'm playing is arguably one of the best decks in the format right now. Okay. Partners is really good, and now Yasharn's massive. So now I will chump block it. Because I definitely want to get a treasure to make sure I can take Yasharn off the table next turn. Oh, well, there's the Infernal Grasp. So I'm actually going to grasp Yasharn. Yeah. Do they have a Snakeskin Veil? No, just another Flame Blast Bolt. Okay. No attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one more land. Oh, not anymore. Now that's a 5/8. Let's see. I think I will block. Make a treasure. Okay. iTwitch was a good draw, because iTwitch means we can kill the Bard class. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can go iTwitch, Eaten Alive, sacrifice a creature, kill a Sika, sacrifice iTwitch, get Containment Breach, attack for 1, then Containment Breach the Bard class. Seems pretty good. Decent little turn there. I'm scared of these, of Helena and Elena getting out of control a little bit. They have 2 5/4s now. I think I'm saying no blocks. Let's hope for a land. No land. How about a Cursebound Witch? 3, 4, 5. So play the Witch. And hit for 1. Do they have the 4th? Okay, no. Creatures and planeswalkers your opponents control perpetually gain. If it would die, exile it instead. Cool. So this deck just wrecks my entire everything. And I'm dead anyways. Okay. Our opponent has a lot of hate cards for us. Maybe they figured out that we're the bad guy. I'm wondering if I want like some of the go blanks or the duresses or something. Or if I just want to draw a little bit better. I think I need to bring the skeletal swarmings back in, actually. If they ever brittle blast anything, I just, like, lose. Because everything's a death trigger. So maybe I do need these duresses, jeez. And then, like, trim a meat hook, trim a... Jeez, what else am I trimming? A Fell Stinger, a Deadly Dispute, and a Witch? I don't know. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to play around Brittle Blast. It's a pretty terrifying card, though. Yeah, we'll go first. Yeah, I'm keeping this. It's kind of a weird keep, but I think it's good. I hope they're not too fast out the gate. Okay, they mulligan. That feels like a good place for me to start. Mulligan to 5. They're a 3-color aggro deck, so sometimes their mana is gonna just screw them. It's one of the difficulties in building aggro decks like theirs. It just can be hard to make mana work. Cool. Which was a nice find. And then we just get to go brushstroke into brushstroke. And as long as they don't have... Okay, no Flame Blast Bolt yet. For 1, here's this. Now they're gonna power up Bard class, and then do they have Minsk or something? They do. Okay. Let's see, here's Shambling Ghast, and here's another Blood Artist. No attacks. Now we get to sit back. Shambling Ghast can block Boo. Helana. Okay, our opponent's going off. This was an amazing mulligan to 5. Is Boo just gonna kill me here? Let's see, I think I block like this. Blood Artist triggers. And what do we get? I think I take the Familiar. Cat's a good card. And then I get to go Witch. And Familiar. And I think I play the Shambling Ghast out also. Okay, I've got a bunch of crappy creatures. Let's see if I can block enough to drain them out. That's the game we're playing. Mints can make something huge. Boo's already massive. They're just tapping out to make that an 8/8. Okay. It's an 11/11. Yep. I think I block with just the Witch. Yep. Soak up 2 of the damage, and then I drain them, and I get some of it back. Another Familiar. Do we take another cat? Yeah, I think I'll take another cat. I think I'm probably looting it away, though, to try to find removal. So yeah, let's loot away the cat. Look for removal. No removal. Actually, does Meat Hook just kill them? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. So Meat Hook for 1 plus sacrificing this blood token just kills them, I'm pretty sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's how that works. I think since everything dies at the same time. Okay, let's see if it works. I think it does. Triggers. And then we can kill Minsk also. Target. Oh, and then Meat Hook is going to trigger also. They're super dead. I forgot that Meat Hook triggers too. So 17 triggers when my stuff dies. Yeah! So they were dead with just the Blood Artist triggers, but I always forget that Meat Hook drains when your stuff dies too. So there were still 5 more Meat Hook triggers on the stack. Oh, geez, this deck feels silly. This deck is silly. Alright, let's see what else we can get up to with this black deck. This deck is very silly. It's very good. It's probably a little too good. I don't know. It's just very strong. Yeah, we're gonna keep this hand. We need a land, but if we get a land, we're off to the races. Okay. Mono white. We did get a land. So we'll go Shambling Guest on one. We'll block and trade if they let us. If not, that's fine. I think I kill their thing. Or do I just, like... Yeah, I just kill their thing, for sure. And then land Thalia? Is that what they're doing? Intrepid Adversary. Sure. Here's a 1-2. Go. I think our deck has an amazing matchup against Mono White in general. I haven't played it yet, but it seems like a deck that plays 12 1/1s is going to do pretty well against our opponent's deck. They're going to take our Meat Hook Massacre here, probably. Otherwise, they're in for a really bad time next turn. But if they don't take Meat Hook, I can just, like, Brushstroke next turn, which is pretty bad for them. So, they've got a tough decision to make here. Yeah, they took Meat Hook. But now what? Do I put this on green? I don't think so. I think I'm just getting Blood Artist down. No attacks. So I have the Agadeem's Awakening. This first one's probably going to be a land next turn. I just want to keep hitting my land drops. Oh, they have blue in their deck. Interesting. Wonder about 4. I wonder if it's like Fading Hope kind of thing, or what? Oh, Mimic. It's Glasspool Mimic. So they can keep going with Inquisitor Captain. See, I told you. So, Inquisitor Captain is it's kind of like Collected Company, but one of the hits is always Inquisitor Captain, and then you get 2 cards and you pick one of them. We're going to say no blocks. We might just be dead here. We definitely want to keep drawing lands. So there's that. We can blow up the Brula Cathar instead of combat to get our Cursed-bound Witch back. So I think I'll just pass. I know that flips this, which is kind of scary, but I think we'll be okay. Lolth will be pretty good on this board, I hope. Oh, this has Ward pay 3 life. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll take the action. I'll do that. I'll get my thing back. I'll boop them. Go to blockers. Block this. Go to 1. 1 is not dead. And to get some triggers here. I think I take the cat. And I think I'm just looting it away with the blood token. There's Thalia. Huh. There's a Meat Hook Massacre, so I can Meat Hook for 1. Kill 1, 2, 3 things. I think that's the play. Not dead, because I'm gaining a bunch of life off these Blood Artists. Am I playing this Agadeem's Awakening tapped? Probably. Because I'd like to play Lolth next turn. One, two, three, four, five, six. Here's Lolth. Here's some spiders.
Envy the strong.
Go.
We will slay our enemies.
It's nighttime, so they can't steal my thing. Attack me, I have to block both. Triggers.
My power is for annihilation.
Found a land, so I get to meat hook them this turn. So I do get to meat hook them for 3 and draw a card. And the game keeps going. Let's draw a card.
I always
Found a Shambling Ghast. Okay. Got a nice little 1-2 next turn. Shambling Ghast into Fell Stinger. Sacrifice the Shambling Ghast. I get some triggers. I'd like to draw cards. I'd like a treasure.
a gift in exchange for
Nice. Make some spiders. Play a Curse-Bound Witch and pass. Infernal Grasp gets to kill something now. Well, not anymore, but that's okay. I believe we've turned the corner here. Let's see, we'll play this tapped. I don't want to draw a card with Wolf. I would like to just attack with my spiders, I think. And pass the turn. I have enough mana to turn this on to block and cast an Infernal Grasp if I have to. There's a Skyclave Apparition. Okay. What is it doing? Taking my Fell Stinger. Sure. And has our opponent forgotten about my hive? Looks like they might have forgotten about my hive. My turn. Here's another hive. Am I playing this Fell Stinger? That's the question. And if I do play it, am I... How crazy am I? I think we're attacking. Jeez, I don't know. I cannot decide how crazy I want to get. Let's just draw with Lolth first.
go, my children.
Nope. I'm not going to play the Fell Stinger. I can't do it. Sure, that's fine. This thing flies, I'm going to have to shoot it with my Infernal Grasp, I think. Or not really, I guess I have the spiders. Am I shooting it now? If I shoot it now, I gain 1? Okay, they gave up. Oh, they were dead next turn. Okay, so I can shoot this. Or actually, it's better if I shoot this one. Shoot this one. I go up to 2. I get a 3/3. I attack with all my stuff, and then I can play the Fell Stinger, sacrifice something, target them, and that's 3 extra damage on top of however much damage I was dealing. Cool. Cool. That felt good. Again, I'm going to take out the Skeletal Swarmings. These are more for like the grindy matchups and kind of a got 'em in the pre-board games. Post-board against mono white, I don't want to be making a bunch of tapped creatures. And what about Sorin? Sorin feels kind of good here. Over what, though? Maybe over a Deadly Dispute? Because I want to be able to play to the board. Yeah. So, can I go back to the battlefield? Yeah. This thing only works if they have 20 or more creatures with mana value 3 or less among cards in their graveyard, hand, and library. So in theory, you can exile cards enough so that doesn't do anything anymore. I don't think it's worth bringing Goblinks against the mono white deck, obviously. I think our deck's really well suited to fight them anyways. But it's interesting, right? Goblink instead of Deadly Dispute? Maybe? No, not really, but it's an interesting thought. You've got to be careful when deck building with Inquisitor Captain because you don't want to go over, or you don't want to build your deck in such a way that you're vulnerable to enough of your stuff getting exiled. Yeah, I think we keep this. One of these Aghanim Awakenings is a land, one of them's a spell, probably. They might both be lands. We'll see. But I'll just play that tapped on one. Yeah, sure, there's Thalia. I'll just play 2 dorks now. This gets to kill Thalia if they attack. If not, Deadly Dispute Shambling Gas kills the Thalia too. Ooh, Welcoming Vampire is a good call on their part. Infernal Grasp does get to kill it though. I'll shock in the Agadim's Awakening. Yeah, I'll Infernal Grasp this turn. Definitely don't want to deal with them drawing a bunch of cards from the Welcoming Vampire. Alright, Elite Spellbinder probably gets to take my Deadly Dispute here. Because more than anything, I want to Deadly Dispute next turn. If they do take the Deadly Dispute, I'm just going to play the Agadim's Awakening tapped. I have dreams of this being an amazing amazing spell one of these times, but right now it's just a land, which is going to be good enough. I'm going to attack with my Eye Twitch because I'm a maniac. And then there's the second Eye Twitch. And yeah, everything's going going according to plan. If I find an untapped land, I get to Deadly Dispute and make Thalia really sad. And then I'll have enough mana to play Loth the following turn. If I don't find a land, that means I'm finding a spell I can cast, because all of my other spells are spells I can cast. Eaten Alive would be an amazing draw. We'll just do this, sacrifice this. Give that -1/-1. The Welcoming Vampire sticks, which is scary. This is going to draw them a decent number of cards, probably. Next turn I get to go Blood Artist plus Sorin, though. And then follow up with a Lolth, which is pretty good. Yep, no blocks. I guess I could get Necrotic Fumes, but that seems a little... Like I'd have to sacrifice an Eye Twitch and then sacrifice another Eye Twitch, essentially, to make that happen. Okay. Well, there's Meat Hook. I just Meat Hook now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can just Meat Hook for... One, two, three. Just Meat Hook for 3. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. Kill all their stuff, get a bunch of triggers. And then with one of these, I think I get... I think I get Mascot Exhibition for sure. Then with the other one, do I get Pest Summoning? Or do I get Environmental Sciences? Let's just get Pest Summoning, I guess. I don't think there's a bad choice there. And my opponent agrees. They feel like they're pretty dead. And I can't disagree with them. Cool. So this deck's busted. You can build it a couple different ways. I really like my build of it. It's just really strong. Mono white doesn't stand a chance against you. You've got inevitability. You've got really, really, really sweet synergies. Yeah, everything works out really nicely with this deck. So this is the card that a lot of people are playing in this deck, this Full Darren Bloodcaster. 2 mana, 2/1 flyer. Whenever it or another non-token creature you control dies, create a blood token. Then whenever you create a blood token, if you have 5 or more, it flips into the Blood Bat Summoner. And on the backside, it just turns your blood into bats. So this card can lean you more into the blood synergies. And it's good with sacrifice stuff, because when you sacrifice your stuff, you make blood, blah, blah, blah. It all works together really nicely. It's another good 2-drop for this deck. I just didn't... Well, as you can see, I don't own any copies of the card, and I didn't want to craft them. Just to try out this deck. I don't think the deck needs them. Is this card good? Yeah, it's good in the deck. It's not one of the core pieces of the deck. The core of the deck is everything else, basically. Right? If you take out the Skeletal Swarm Rings, and this is basically your core. And this deck is awesome. Absolutely a deck to try out. Most of the deck is commons and uncommons. If you've been playing Standard, you probably have some Lolths. You probably have some Meat Hook Massacres. Maybe you have some Agadeem's Awakenings. You don't need the green splash, so these rares are completely, useless. You don't need them. Definitely give this deck a shot. It's just insane. It's probably the best deck in Alchemy right now, and it's fun to play too. You saw in that one game where we just drained our opponent from 12, and we had 5 damage left over, which is just absurd. There's a lot going on with this deck, and I would expect it to be at the top of the leaderboards moving forward. So learn how to play with it, learn how to play against it, figure out what you want to do against this deck. Anyways, that's going to be it from me for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this look into Alchemy with me. I'm still trying to decide how I feel about Alchemy. There's some cool stuff going on. There's some weird stuff going on. Trying to decide where I land on it. But this deck and the deck from yesterday both make me happy in different ways. So I'm enjoying these decks. Go try it out a little bit. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day wherever you're at in the world, and I will catch you next time.